Hello saxo friend, Kadrian here, the Sax Habit Coach. Now in today's video, I am going to show you how you can practice 10 different scales using the same notes. So there are several ways how you can practice your scales. You can practice them diatonically, chromatically. You can practice going around the circle of fifths, around the circle of fourths. You can practice your scales using approach notes. You can practice your scales in families. You can practice your scales in patterns or shapes. In today's video, I'll show you how you can practice your scales that are in association with other scales that share the same notes. So regardless of the saxophone you play, soprano, tenor, alto, or baritone, we are all going to think in the key of G major, since we only have one sharp to worry about, which is our F sharp. So stick around, I will show you the theory behind these scales, and then at the end we are going to practice some patterns in these 10 scales. So let me jump over on my computer. All right, so we are in the key of G major, and G major has 8 notes, right? We have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, repeat the G at the top. And I will emphasize this F sharp here so that we can keep in sync with each other. The second scale we're going to make is a minor scale. Now there are different types of minor scales. We have the harmonic minor scale, we have the melodic minor scale, we have the Dorian minor scale or Dorian mode, and we also have the natural minor scale. So today we will use the natural minor scale, and that is the relative minor of G major. And so that has E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, repeat the E at the top. And I will also emphasize this F sharp so that you can see that there. The third scale that we are going to make, so let me copy over our G major scale right here. The third scale that we're going to make is another minor scale, which is the Dorian minor scale. So a Dorian minor scale or mode can be made two ways. The first way is to take a major scale, any major scale, and you lower the 3rd degree and the 7th degree of the scale. So in this case, if we lower the 3rd degree, and I should put in the degrees here so that I can make reference to this very easily. So let me put those in, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, those are our degrees. So if I lower the 3rd degree, that B would become a B flat, and the 7th degree, which is that F sharp, would become an F natural. But in the key of G major, we don't have a B flat nor an F natural, so that won't work. So let me undo that for a minute. Okay, so the second way to make a Dorian minor scale is to go to the 2nd degree of any major scale. That is why it's so important to really understand your major scales. You go to the 2nd degree of any major scale and make that the root note, and we use all the notes within that given scale. So if it's in C major, we use all those natural notes. If it's in a key with sharps like G major, we keep all the natural notes and the F sharp. If it's in a key with flats, we keep the natural notes and the flattened keys or notes as well. So the 2nd note in our G major scale is A. So to make the Dorian minor scale, we're going to use A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and A, and I will emphasize this F sharp again so that you are able to see that. So that's our A Dorian minor scale, keeping all the notes in the G major scale. And again, I want to copy this for emphasis so that you can see what we're doing here. All right, so the 4th scale that we're going to make is called a dominant scale or your Mixolydian mode. Now, the Mixolydian mode can be made two ways. The first way is to take a major scale and you lower the 7th degree by a half step, so that F sharp would become a natural F, and that would be your G dominant scale or G mixolydian scale. But that won't work because in G major we have that F sharp. So let me undo that, right? The second way to make a dominant scale is to go to the 5th degree. So in our case, D is the 5th degree of G major, and you make that the root, and so we're going to make the D dominant scale. So we go D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, and D, and that is our D dominant scale. And let me emphasize that F sharp again. So that's 4 scales so far using the same notes. So the 5th scale is going to be our G major pentatonic scale. Penta means 5, so we're only using 5 notes from the major scale. So to make the major scale, we take only 5 notes. We take the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 6. So in this case, we are going to use G, A, B, D, and E. And that is going to be your G major pentatonic scale. The 6th scale is going to be your E minor pentatonic scale. And the E minor pentatonic scale uses the same exact notes as the major pentatonic. The only difference, you take the last note in any major pentatonic scale, put that at the bottom, make it the root, and that is your minor pentatonic, and you keep all the other parts in sync. There are other ways to explain it. That is the easiest way to think about it. So E in this case is the final note, so we make that the root over here, and we get E, then we have our G, A, B, our D, and that is going to be our E minor pentatonic scale. We're not done yet, okay? So the next scale we can make, which is the 7th scale, is a C major pentatonic scale, because the C major pentatonic scale uses 5 notes that are common to the G major scale. And so the C major pentatonic scale is C, D, E, G, and A. That's our C major, and then we're going to make the minor, of course, right? And like I explained to you, we take the last note, which is going to be A, right? And we go A, C, D, E, and G. And that is our A minor pentatonic scale, which is the 8th scale within the collection of scales that shares the same notes. All right, the 9th scale that we can make is a Dorian minor pentatonic scale. So the A Dorian minor pentatonic scale is a little different. So this one now, we have A, C, D, E, but instead of that G, we're going to have an F sharp right here, and I will emphasize that F sharp so that you can see it. So that is our A Dorian minor pentatonic scale. These are all notes that are common in the G major scale. And the final scale, which is scale number 10, is going to be our dominant pentatonic scale. And the D dominant pentatonic scale is spelled D, E, F sharp, A, and C. Okay, those are the notes in the D dominant pentatonic scale. So all in all, we have 10 scales, right? 9 additional scales that you can practice that share the same notes as the original scale. And you can take any of your major scales and do them just like this. So when you start to practice your chords, you can understand a little more the theory behind how you can play one scale over several chords, or one chord over several scales, and so on, because the notes are in relation to each other. So I am going to plug on a backing track, and of course it's in reggae, and we are going to loop it, and I'm going to practice 4 bars. You are going to practice 4 bars, and we play like that until we reached to the end. For tenor and soprano players, you will play in the key of C. So every scale that you will play will use natural notes. Okay, so if you're playing the C major or the A minor scale, or you're playing the D Dorian minor scale, or you're playing the G dominant scale, and so on, you will be playing those with natural notes. If you want to play the G major and all the other scales that uses the notes in the G major scale, then you can use the link in the description below, and tenor players, download backing track number 2 and use the same sheet music like us alto players. Otherwise, keep the backing track, number 1 and play in the key of C using all natural notes for all the different scales that you will play, the 10 of them. All right, so let's jump into practicing this and let's have some real fun. Here we go. You can check this video right here where I show you how you can practice your tones using a reggae backing track. And as always, saxo friend, push, play until something happens. Peace.